Hello and welcome to this tutorial on DynamicWeb 10 installation on Mac OS. I'm Tobias, and in this video I'll take you through the simple steps of installing DynamicWeb 10 using a Docker container to run an Azure SQL Edge server and the .NET command line interface to install and run a DynamicWeb project template. So let's start out by heading over here to our documentation site where we can see the guide that we're following, including the prerequisites. So first of all, we need the software development kit for .NET 7 or later. This can be installed using Homebrew or by following these links. To confirm that it's already installed on my machine, I can write .NET -- version and see that I have version 8 installed. Second of all, since DynamicWeb requires a Microsoft SQL server which is not immediately compatible with Mac OS, we need an alternative way to run such a server. This is where Docker comes in as a handy tool. Specifically, you should install the Docker desktop application for macOS to follow this tutorial. I've already done so you can just see here that I have no containers running, but I'm ready to get started. So when the prerequisites are met, the first installation step is to use the terminal to navigate to a suitable directory for our local project. What I would like to do here is to make a new folder called DW10. I can hold the project files and a Docker compose files. We then navigate to this folder. We can use touch to make a Docker compose file named docker-compose.yml. If we then look at the documentation article, there is right here a template for this file that we can copy and then paste inside this new file using any text editor. I'm going to use Nano to copy the compose files. Now this environment part of the file here also contains the password, which we can of course change to our liking before saving. If you're new to Nano, you can do Ctrl+X to exit, then Y, and then finally enter. So once the compose file is added, we can use the docker compose command with docker compose with the up argument to tell Docker to read from our compose file, and then the D for detach flag to run the container in the background. And once this process is finished, we can check the Docker desktop application to confirm that we in fact have an SQL server running. Moving on to the next part, we can now use the .NET command line interface to install our local DynamicWeb project. If you're new to this process, be sure to check out our article on this topic, but for now, let's just dive straight into the commands. So first step is to download the DynamicWeb project templates by typing .NET new install dynamicweb.project templates. So once this is finished, we can refer to this list to decide which of the project templates we wish to install. Now, for this project, I would like to install the Suite version. So I type .NET new dv10-suite, which is the short name found in the list up here. And once this is installed, I can type .NET run to build the project. This can take a little while, but once the build is completed, I can then open the port specified to get to the setup guide. To configure a clean solution, we can simply create a new files folder. And for the database settings, we should select SQL Server Database, set localhost as the server, and give the database any name you would like. Make sure to create database if it does not exist and provide the credentials specified in the compose file. SA for the username and then whatever you typed for the password. Finally, we need to add an administrator account. And we are good to go. Thank you for watching and best of luck with your DynamicWeb project.